येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लाङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। नमयों विष्णुपादाय श्रीगौरप्रियमूर्तये श्रीमते भक्तिवल्लभतीर्थगोस्वामिनामिने। कृपया क्षमतामपराधिजनं कलुषायुतशक्तसुदीननरं सुपथे परिचालय सर्वदिनं प्रणमामि च माधवदेवपदम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथेरारंभे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 14. Parikshit Maharaj inquired from Sukadeva Goswami to kindly explain in detail about this forest material existence, which is compared to a forest. A merchant in a forest is searching for the treasure, but he is facing various kinds of troubles. Sukadeva Goswami tells to Parikshit Maharaj tells to Sukadeva Goswami that an intelligent person like Rahugana could understand what was the analysis of this forest. But less intelligent persons, they cannot understand this. Therefore, I want you to explain it in detail for their benefit. So this chapter is a conversation between Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj, wherein it is explained about the instructions of Jadabharat to Rahugana have been explained in little more detail. Now, in this material existence, as we heard, there are many mosquitoes, insects that are, criminals, less intelligent persons, foolish persons. They are compared to these mosquitoes, etc. They are exploiters. They exploit others and take away the wealth of others. And also in this material world, some people being overly attached to sense gratification, they think of Gandharvapura, an imaginary land. They think that, oh, if I get to that place, I will be very happy. All my desires will be fulfilled in this manner. Just like in the desert, a deer is running, seeing that there is a water body. It's just the reflection of the light, of the sunlight. But a deer thinks that there is water and he is running, and ultimately he is facing death. In a similar manner, the living entity is thinking about a imaginary world, that, oh, here there is going to be happiness. If I purchase a house, I will be happy. If I have wife, I will be happy. If I have a beautiful family, I will be happy. So in this manner, he is only dreaming about happiness, but is not able to reach it ever. Then also, in this material world, people are attracted to gold. Gold is compared to an yellow stool. Why it is a stool? Those who are in the mode of passion, they get attracted to this, because wherever there is gold, there is enviousness. There is desire for, associating with women illicitly. There is a desire to, for gambling, etc. So in this manner, people are uselessly spending their energy, their, you don't have, yes, Prabhuji can come here. नहीं उन्होंने रखा. You can sit on the chair, you can sit on the floor.
Thank you.
So, just like a person who is, afflicted with cold, is looking for heat and is going to the fire, here he is attracted to the wrong place. The meteors in the sky, they are also blazing fire. So thinking that, oh, here is a fire body, I can get some heat. Thinking like that, he is approaching, and then he is ultimately dying or burning in the fire of this, material world. Sometimes the living entity is endeavoring too much for a proper living place, for food, for drinking, for dining, etc. And in this manner, the living entity is running after sense pleasures in this material world. Now, Sukadeva Goswami is continuing to Parikshit Maharaj. Kvachitcha vatyaupamyaya pramadayaroham aropita stat kala rajasa rajani bhuta iva sadhu maryado rajaswalaksho digdevata ati rajaswalam matirna vijanati kothau chakravata sadrisha pramadaakatrika krode aropita hoya tatkale jato rajah tulya kamavege tahar vivek nashta hoya jai. Sometimes there is a whirlwind, sometimes there is a whirlwind, and when the whirlwind is there, one is circulated with that whirlwind. In a similar manner, a living entity is sometimes attracted to women, and he is nicely lying down in the lap of a woman. Tatkale jata rajahtulya kamavege, and the urges of sense enjoyment with that woman is, increased by this, and due to which he will lose his intelligence. Evam se kame andh hoya vidhi marger marjada langhan kore. And being blinded by the urges of sense pleasure, he will become blinded. Sorry, he will become, he will break the rules of the scriptures. Vidhi marga, whatever has been injuncted by the scriptures, they will be, broken, because he is blinded now and he is completely, his viveka, his intelligence is lost. তখন সে তাহার ওই মর্যাদাতিক্রমের সাক্ষী স্বরূপ যে চন্দ্র সূর্যাদি দিক দেবতাগণ সাক্ষাৎ বর্তমান রহিয়াছেন, তাহাদিকেও স্বীয় মোহান্ধ চক্ষে অন্ধকারের ন্যায় দর্শন করিয়া তদ বিষয় জানিতে পারেন না. So even though there are so many persons witnessing it, some persons, they think that if I secretly associate with a woman, who will know? My wife does not know, others will not know. So being, captivated by the sense pleasures, a living entity is, lying in the lap of women and, what you call, instigated by the urges of the sense enjoyment, he becomes blinded and his good intelligence is lost. He will break all the rules and regulations of the society, of the nation, of even of, the scriptures, and because he is blinded, he will think that nobody is witnessing me, nobody is seeing me, even though the sun, the moon, the other gods, they are always seeing. We think that nobody is seeing, but they are all seeing because he is blinded. When in India there is a marriage system, in that system a person is married to another person, means a girl is married to a boy, a boy married to a girl. Two persons get married in the, what do you call, in front of so many persons, friends, relatives, families. It's not just marrying each other, going to a registered office and then getting married. No, it used to happen in front of a big family members and so many persons, because everyone is witnessing this event. In the eyes of all the family members, this person is married to this person. And also during this marriage ceremony, the person, male, the bride, groom takes the oath in front of the fire, in front of the demigods, that from today onwards this girl is going to be my thought, my deed, my everything. I am not going to think of another woman, I am not going to do anything, with any other women. In this matter there is an oath, there is a promise that is taken, and the girl is also committed to the man, that from today onwards, in front of all the demigods, particularly there is a fire sacrifice, in front of the fire god, this is taken, and the prayer, the, what do you call, the blessings or the best wishes of all the demigods is prayed for. And now a man thinks that nobody is witnessing me. Actually all the demigods are present everywhere. Whatever illicit activity, bad activity, crime, or whatever we are doing, everything is being witnessed not only by Supreme Lord, he is there present as super soul, as Paramatma, in all the living entities, he is witnessing all of it, but even the demigods are seeing. So, but all this intelligence will be lost. His intelligence that I have committed myself to one woman in this for this lifetime, that intelligence is gone. The intelligence that in the scriptures it is said that if one associates with women in such a illegal manner, one has to go to the deep darkest regions of the hell, this has been forgotten. I have promised in front of the demigods, this is forgotten, because the good intelligence is lost. Kamat krodho vijayate krodat bhavati sammoha. When the kama, when the lusty desires or the desires for enjoyment are becoming more and more prominent in the heart, sammoha, one will be deluded. There is a delusion. And sammohat smriti vibramaha, he will lose the intelligence. What kind of intelligence? That what is good, what is bad, the discriminating power to choose between good and bad is lost. Smriti bhranshat buddhi nasho. Buddhi means the good intelligence is completely destroyed. So that is what happens when one is surrounded, like when there is a chatravat, when there is this whirlwind, you are blinded, you cannot see anything in front of you. In a similar manner, this associating with women is compared to the chakravata. In the forest, sometimes there is this whirlwind, so it is like that whirlwind. Shri Vishnacharya Thakur writes in the commentary, also in the Grihastha ashrama, even though one is married to married to a woman, and the Grihastha ashram, in that also one should not associate unrestrictedly with each other. It's only for the sake of producing offsprings one should associate, but one should not unrestrictedly associate. That is also not Grihastha ashrama, that becomes a Grihamedhi. That becomes, it's not an ashrama. Grihastha is an ashrama, but Grihamedhi is not an ashram. It's not Varnashrama. So that is why the devotees would have to regulate their life in their family household life also. क्वचिच्च वातोत्थित इत्यादि श्लोकेर अनुवाद क्वचिच्च वातोपीमया वात्यार सहित औपम्य बोलिते उपमा जाहार ताहार द्वारा आरोहम क्रोड़ देशे स्थापित होइले. So now Vishnacharya Thakur in the purport writes, what verse in the previous chapter corresponds to this verse? Means Parikshit Maharaj has inquired Sukadeva Goswami that kindly explain in detail about this forest of material existence. What these dangers that you mentioned, what does these things correspond to? Please explain in little detail. So there, that has been written in synopsis is being explained in little detail in this particular chapter. So this corresponds to verse number 4 in the previous chapter. The meaning is चक्राकारे प्रवाहितो घूर्णी वात्या जेरूप मानुष के बेष्ठन करिया रजः अर्थात धूलि राशि द्वारा ताहार दृष्टि आच्छन्न करे. When there is a whirlwind, then that whirlwind is circulating along the person who is standing there, whoever is there, and it blinds him. He cannot open the eyes. When there is a whirlwind, one cannot open the eyes. One is blinded by the wind completely. The dust that is being carried in the wind will be a shield, will act as a shield that we will not be able to see what is in front. In a similar manner, सेरूप कदाचित ए संसारेउ रमणी पुरुष के निज क्रोडादेशे आरोहण करिलेई. So in a similar manner, when a woman is keeping the man in her lap, means when he is in the lap of the woman, at that time रजसा तत्काले जे रजः अर्थात रजः तुल्य कामवेग ताहार द्वारा निज दृष्टि आच्छादित हवाय. Because he is completely overwhelmed in the desires of sense gratification, he is blinded. He is blinded by the desires of sense gratification. And ताहार द्वारा निज दृष्टि आच्छादित हुआय उज्ज्वल अग्नि सूर्यादि दिग देवता के रजनी स्वरूप अदृश्य न्याय देखे. So even though the sun is brightly glowing, even though the gods are there, still one will not be able to see them. One will, because the intelligence is lost. He will forget that the gods are seeing me. He will forget that I am being noticed by the Supreme Lord and his, the other ministers, the devatas, etc. But he will be completely, forgetful of it. Raja swalaksha धूली धूसरित चक्षु अंधेर न्याय रजस्वलमति ही कामवेगे अंध हइयाचे मति जाहार तद्रूप हइया ताहा दिक्के से दिग देवतागण के देखिते पाइलेउ बुझते पारेन्ना. So almost the repeat of what has been already told. He's telling that the mind is, because in the mind this lusty desires, when the lusty desires come in the mind, at that time the mind is completely covered with only these desires. The mind has no power to think about good and bad at this point, because it is completely captivated by the lusty desires. Rajani-bhutah ei pathe tamomaya. Rajani-bhuta means ignorance. He is in the mode of ignorance at that time. Therefore, good intelligence will be lost. Tatkale raja bolite anuraga tahate jeno tamomay arthat andha hoya dekhyau dekhe na ei artha. Even though he sees, he is not able to see. Such a person who is completely covered by, or whose urges of the sense gratification are very strong, even though he is seeing, he will not see. Means, what it means is, our Pujyapad Bharati Maharaj used to say, Kamaturanam na bhayam na lajja. He used to say this. Kamatur Vyakti means a person who is totally captivated by the lusty desires. Na bhayam na lajja. Nor does he fear anyone, nor does he, feel ashamed of doing anything. Because he is Kamatura, his desires are so strong, lusty desires are so strong, he would not be able to control the lusty desires. Therefore, na bhayam, what will society talk about me? What will people think about me? He will not have such thought. Na lajja, there is no shame also.
No willpower.
Huh?
No willpower.
No willpower, yes, no willpower. Because he is completely lost, is captivated by the urges of sense gratification. There was one person during the times of Ramanuja, Dhanurdhar. His name was Dhanurdhar. He had a beautiful wife, a very chaste and noble wife. But he was attracted by a prostitute, very, very beautiful prostitute. He was attracted by that prostitute and he would repeatedly go to associate with her. As a Brahmana, society knows that he is going to a prostitute as a very chaste and beautiful woman or wife who is taking care of everything, but still he is attracted to this and he is repeatedly going to that. But he was not ashamed. He was not fearing anything from anyone, because the desires are so strong, the lusty desires are so strong that the good intelligence is completely destroyed, and the sthanasthan, this is the right place or wrong place, this is the right moment, wrong moment, everything is forgotten, because the discriminating power is finished. So he used to, whenever this prostitute, whenever she went on the streets, Dhanurdas would also go along with her with an umbrella on top of her, so that by the sunlight her bodily beauty may not get disturbed. She may not lose, so that she may not lose her beauty. And also not only would he carry an umbrella on top of her, he would walk backwards because he would not want to miss even a little moment of, darshan of her. He cannot miss seeing her. So much was he captivated by her beauty, or enamored by the lusty desires, you can say. One day, this Dhanur Das, he was walking on the streets like this, and everyone laughing at him. Na bhayam na lajja, there is no shame, there is no fear, because his sense desires are so strong that he will not feel anything about, let people say whatever they want. Even if I am nice, they will say, if I am bad, they will say what to do. I don't fear, I don't worry. So, one day, Ramanujacharya saw, what is this person doing? So much attraction to women, fine, but it should be limited to some space, in some secret place, but he is bringing his, lusty desires on the road. What is this? So Ramanujacharya told Dhanurdas, stop. What are you doing? What am I doing? Do you see the beauty of this lady? No, I don't see any beauty of this lady. You don't see the beauty of this lady? Why are you walking backward? No, I just cannot keep my eyes away from this girl, from this beauty. You are calling this as beauty? Yeah. Is there anything more beautiful than this? Yes. There is more beautiful than this. I don't believe existence of anything more beautiful than this. If I show you, what will you do? I shall leave this beauty immediately. If you show me a more beautiful person, I can leave this person immediately, because we are all running after beauty. Beauty is the one that is captivating. Aishwaryasya, samagrasya, viryasya, yashasha, shriya, jnana, vairagya. Wherever these six are there, wherever there is wealth, we are attracted. Virya, wherever there is power, strength, we are attracted. Oh, he's very strong, very stout. And shriya, wherever there is beauty, we are attracted. And wherever there is, education, very, very highly learned person, we are attracted. Vairagya, wherever there is detachment, extreme detachment, there is attraction. All these things are there completely in Supreme Lord. So, Ramanujacharya told, okay, let me take you to the most beautiful person, not only of this world, of the three planetary worlds. He took Dhanur Das to Ranganath. He took him to Ranganath, inside the temple of Ranganath, and he told, behold the beauty of Sri Ranganath. And it is through the power of Ramanujacharya, Dhanur Das could see the beauty. We are also seeing the Radha Madan Mohanji every day, but we are not seeing any beauty. If we have seen the beauty, we would have got attracted. Isn't it? It's so obvious that wherever there is beauty, we will get attracted. Some beautiful girl walks, then we are attracted. But Radha Madan Mohanji is there, we are not attracted. Why? Because we have not seen the actual beauty of Madan Mohan yet. So here, our Dhanur Das saw the beauty of, Ranganath, and he immediately started to vomit on the very thought of what he had previously. What is this? I wasted my time for such a long period by not coming in, association with such a beautiful person of the world. Immediately, he didn't take any time to leave that lady. Immediately left. So, the thing is, previously he was extremely lusty. But now when he saw the, Kamadeva, Madana Mohan, Madan is Cupid, Kamadev. And Mohan means he who captivates even Kamadev. He who can, even entice or can, capture Kamadev, will attract Kamadev or Cupid. That is Madan Mohan. So, which Dhanur Das could see. So, if we actually come in contact with the beauty of Supreme Lord, the beauty of Harikatha, the beauty of the holy name, then we will never ever get attracted to the so-called temporary beauty of this material world. Whoever is Miss Universe one time is no more that beauty. You don't want to even see her now. Her wrinkles and then, because this is temporary, only for some time, for few years it is there, after that it's gone. But Supreme Lord is not like that. Navayavana is eternally youthful. क्वचित् क्वचित् सुकृदव अवगत विषय वैतथ्यः स्वयं पराभिध्यानेन विभ्रंशितस्मृतिस्तयैव मरीचितोय प्रायां स्थानेवाभिधावति। पुरुष कखनो आपनी एक बार धारणा करे जे विषय समूह विफल ओ दुखजनक। Sometimes a living entity within himself, he thinks or realizes that material existence is futile, material life is very, very distressful, isn't it? Sometimes we also realize, even those who have not come into the path of Krishna Bhakti, sometimes they also realize this life is useless. This material, so much wealth I have got, my health is not good. What is the use of so much wealth? All the endeavor is gone useless. I earned money to get happiness, but I only got misery in return. So sometimes a living entity by his own, he experiences this. Kintu देहे आत्माभिमान थाकिते ताहार ओइरूप स्मृति नष्ट होइया जाए. But because he has identification with his own body, very soon that intelligence is also finished. Sometimes this comes in the mind, it flashes in the mind, oh, this is useless. But then, because he has not lost his attachment to the body yet, he will become forgetful of that. तखन से मरीचिकाय बारीवत সেই সকল বিষয়ের জন্য পুনরায় তৎপ্রতি ধাবমান হয়. Again he will start running after these material pleasures, just like a deer runs after a water body in a desert, in a similar manner. So in between some good intelligence comes out of our experience. It is called as Markata Vairagya. Also you can say Shmashana Vairagya. Also Falgu Vairagya. Almost similar words they are. Markata Vairagya means monkey renunciation. A monkey, if you see, he has no house to stay, he has no clothes to wear, he has nothing in store to eat or anything like that. If you see how very renounced he is, he has no house, he has nothing. Birds, they construct their nests. Some animals, rats, they make their own ways. Ants, they prepare their house. Monkey is not preparing any house. Very renounced. Monkey is very renounced. He is not wearing anything. But as soon as he sees someone walking with a bunch of bananas in front, he'll just grab onto it. Means he is waiting for a moment, not that he is detached from the pleasures. In a similar manner, there is something called Shmashana Vairagya. Shmashana means crematorium. In the cremation ground, there is also Vairagya, there is detachment. When you go to the cremation ground, you see, oh, this person was such a nice person, he earned lots of money, he earned so much, he kept his wife and children happy, everything, he constructed a big house, everything, but ultimately he died like a dog on a street. So what to do? What is the essence of this life? He tried everything, he did everything, but ultimately he faced such a death. Some people during the times of Corona, they exhibited so much of concern. So much life has been lived so nicely, and suddenly one disease comes, Corona, and he's finished in a flash. What is ultimately the goal of the life? Many persons. I mean, the survey says during the Corona time, people's faith in God has increased. The general survey says the faith in the God has increased during this time because दुख में सुमरे न सब करे, सुख में करे न कोई. जो दुख में सुमरण करे, जो सुख में सुमरण करे, दुख काहे को है. There is a Kabir Doha. Doha means some lines of wisdom by Kabir Das. He says, dukh mein sumaran sab kare. When one is in misery, everyone thinks, oh God, please save me, oh God, please help me, please bring me out of this. When one is in distress, then immediately God is remembered. I go to Hanumanji, I go to Durgaji, I go to Kali, I go to Krishna, I go to Shiva, I go to every temple. There is no temple that is left without I visiting it. Not only in my location, I will also go to Tirupati, I will go to Brindavan, I will go to all the temples all over the Char Dham, Dwadash Jyotirlinga. Everything is finished. Why? Because I'm great distress. Sukh mein kare na koi. But when one is in happiness, they will not remember God. When in misery, distress, everyone remembers, oh God, please save me, oh God, protect me. When in happiness, no, I am the doer, because of me, everything is happening. Sukh mein kare na koi. But when distress comes again, oh God, please save me. You are what you are is now known. But when you are in happy, you think that you are everything. Jo sukh mein sumaran kore, but when remembers God even in happiness or even in material pleasure or even when material there is no distress, dukh kahe ko hai? Then how can there be distress at all? If one can remember the Lord even in happiness, how can there be distress at all? Why do you want the distress to come to remember God? Remember Him always, the distress will not come at all. Our Kunti Devi is telling, Vipada Santuta, let the calamities come, let more dangers come, let more problems come. I welcome problems. Isn't it? Kunti Devi is telling, I welcome problems. Who is welcoming problems? Who wants to bring problems? But Kunti Devi is telling, I want problems. Why? Tatra Jagat Guru, whenever there were problems, you were there. You rescued us whenever there was problem. Bhavato darshanam yatsyat. Whenever we getting your darshan means apunar bhava darshanam. We don't have to take darshan of this material world again. Seeing you means not to see this material world. Not to see this material world means not to undergo threefold afflictions ever. So, let the calamities, let more dangers come. Prahlad Maharaj, he was offering prayers to Nrsingadev. And he is telling, my dear Lord, everyone is telling that your form is very ferocious, very, frightening form you have got. But my dear Lord, I see this material world to be more frightening. This world is more ferocious. I am seeing you are such a beautiful form. Your form is not ferocious. This material world, the Adhyatmik, Adi Bhautik, Adi Devik, all these troubles are, engulfing me, they are finishing me. There is no break given. One problem finished, another problem is waiting at the doorsteps. Let this guest go away, the new guest will come. So in this manner, we are constantly being visited by the troubles. So this material world is not a place for a gentleman to live. Our Swami Maharaj used to say, not a place for gentlemen to live. So here, this crematorium ground, I was talking about Smasana Vairagya, in the cremation ground, one thinks, ultimately, nothing is there. During the times of Corona, we have seen. But once Corona is eased out, we are back to our material sense enjoyment. Okay, now I have to start earning money. For 2 years, I didn't work properly. Now I have to earn money. Whatever experience we have gained during that time, that ultimately everyone has to die. People were dying for oxygen. it is not available, when the Lord will stop the supply of oxygen cylinders, then everyone will have to everyone will get suffocated, isn't it? He is supplying oxygen. Lord is supplying oxygen. The moment he turns off the cylinder of oxygen, not material cylinder I am talking about, when the oxygen supply is finished, then we are finished. So, yes, so we have to pray to that person who is giving oxygen supply to us. He is supplying constantly. If he stops the supply, how long can you say, I don't believe in God? How long? When the Lord stops the oxygen supply, can you say that I don't believe in God? No. Then you will say, oh God save me, oh God save me, oh God save me. Why you don't believe in God? Professor Nixon, you heard the story of Professor Nixon? I will tell some other day. Too many stories on the same day, not good. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary, oh, time is up. Huh? Okay, I'll just try to complete the purport if it is not too long. এখানে কখনো ক্রমপূর্বক কখনো ক্রম উল্লঙ্ঘন করতঃ কখনো বা পুনরুক্তির দ্বারা. Okay, I will speak tomorrow because I need to explain this. I can't rush. This needs some explanation. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गांधर्विका गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय. परमाराधितम पतित पावन स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी श्री गुरु महाराज की जय. नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद भक्ति दयित माधव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. जगत गुरु श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय. श्री श्री रूपानुग गुरुवर्ग की जय. श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ षड गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय. श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय. श्री कृष्ण द्वैपायन वेदव्यास महामुनि की जय. श्रीमद् भागवत श्रवणकारी भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की जय. श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय. गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल.